Our top story tonight is about Gaza. Can the ceasefire deal survive politics? And here's why I asked that question. The day started with celebrations surrounding a breakthrough in truce talks, but by the afternoon, the long-awaited ceasefire deal seemed increasingly fragile. Israeli airstrikes continued over the Gaza Strip, where scenes of celebration and mourning took place simultaneously. Later in the day, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu postponed the cabinet vote on the deal. Netanyahu's office stated that Israel would not proceed until Hamas complied with certain last-minute concessions. Can the deal survive the politics? Is the immediate question. Will Netanyahu stick to the deal? Will the violence finally cease? You see, the future of the truce remains uncertain. Just have a look at these images now on your screen in scenes that look familiar to what's been happening for the past 15 months. Gaza hospitals continued to be lined with dead bodies. Casualties of Israeli strike there rushed to the hospital ahead of the ceasefire set to come into effect on Sunday. The strike hit Al-Falah school-turned-shelter, killing at least 4 Palestinians, including 2 children, and injuring 20.
What did this girl do to deserve this? What did this girl do to deserve this? This is a little young girl. What did she do to deserve this? She's a young girl playing in the yard. What did she do to deserve this?
Israel airstrikes killed at least 73 people in Gaza hours after a ceasefire and hostage release deal was announced. Some Gazans couldn't even afford to celebrate. You see, a ceasefire, when finalized, would come into effect from Sunday, which basically means that Israel can continue to strike Gaza as many times as possible until Sunday. A celebration of the ceasefire is not enough. War analysts and commentators say that the world will have to pressure Israel to halt aggression immediately. They say that the ceasefire deal was called 466 days too late. By the way, we drew up the numbers. Since the war started in October 2023, over 46,000 Palestinians have lost their lives. That's nearly 100 deaths per day. And that figure is considered conservative. The actual death toll could be significantly higher. Based on these calculations, if the violence continues for just 3 more days, we could see at least another 300 Gazans killed, if not more.
Is this the truce they're talking about? What did this young girl, this child, do to deserve this? Is she fighting you, Israel? Where are the Arabs? Where are the Muslims? No one has any conscience. She's a young girl, a child.
Is this the truce they are talking about? That's what one Gazan is lamenting and asking. And it is a legitimate question after all. What is delaying Israel when it comes to finalizing the ceasefire deal? Netanyahu's office has accused Hamas of trying to obtain quote-unquote last-minute concessions on certain aspects of the agreement. However, Hamas has denied these claims. Senior Hamas leaders reportedly rejected Israel's allegations that the Palestinian group was, in fact, reneging on elements of the deal. According to reports, Hamas official Sami Abu Zuhri has stated, and I'm quoting here, there is no basis to Netanyahu's claims about the movement backtracking from the terms of the ceasefire agreement, quote unquote. Earlier, Izzat al-Rishek, member of Hamas's political bureau, has said, and I'm quoting, Hamas is committed to the ceasefire agreement, which was announced by the mediators, quote unquote. So what's really going on? Who is lying, if at all? What is the full truth? The full truth is what we have been saying all along. As far as Israel's war on Gaza is concerned, a military victory was never really possible. Israel needed to reach a ceasefire deal to end the war. But there is only a political solution to this crisis, not a military one. And that's why the Israeli cabinet meeting, which was expected to approve the deal on Thursday, could have been delayed. Netanyahu blamed Hamas for a last-minute crisis, but reports indicating that Netanyahu's far-right allies have refused to back the deal. In fact, the party of Bezalel Smotrich, Israel's finance minister, has said that it is ready to leave the government if they don't get some sort of assurance from Netanyahu that Israel will go back to full-scale war after phase 1 of this deal. Smotrich, along with National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, in fact, has been a staunch opponent of any type of ceasefire deal. The delay only proves the internal political conflict within Netanyahu's government. For now, the Times of Israel reports that Israel's Mossad chief, David Barnea, and other negotiators are still in Doha, hammering out the deal. They are said to be finalizing the details, quote-unquote, of the announced ceasefire deal. Even though mediators, Qatar and the US, have declared that a deal has been reached, Israel's cabinet is yet to vote on it. So will the deal survive the politics? Here's hoping.